Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of Dwarf Fortress at long last. I do apologize for the lack of videos lately. This has been much more busy than I was expecting this last couple weeks, and when I have been trying to record, things have been going all wrong, so I haven't been able to use any of the footage I've been taking, which is kind of frustrating. But here we are again at last, back in our fortress, where things are going a little bit wrong here, but we should still be able to recover, and it's not yet the end of the world. So, we're getting back into spring again after a first winter being survived. We have some various things going on. We have Blas over here, who is in the middle of being in his strange mood, demanding bones. We can go downstairs still, and we can see we have, what's your name? Lemmy? Logan. Logan, our mason, trapped in a room that is slowly filling with water. We have down below our bedrooms are filling up, and below that we have nothing as of yet. We have to try and repair our well, we have to try and rescue Logan, we have to try and rescue Blas. Because if we don't get him any bones soon, he's going to go insane and try and kill people. And since he's our ranger, he has a bow, which means he can quite easily kill people from a distance, which would be quite nasty. It's also, we don't have our military set up yet, so we can't really kill him if we need to. So we'll do our best here and try and find a good solution that gets us around both of these problems. So, earlier in the other episode, I was a little bit panicky, so I did things a little bit sillily. Got a bit surprised by the water flooding and tried to immediately solve it, despite the fact that I can pause and take as much time as I need. So we did a couple things a little bit wrong. For example, if we go to designations, we have to remove the fortification designation here with X, because fortifications do the opposite of what I said they did at the time. They let water and arrows through, but not people. If we put that fortification there, it will literally flood our entire fortress regardless of our best efforts. In order to fix it, we're going to have to dig in from above. So we're going to designate an up-down stairwell here, and we'll go up, and we'll place it again, we'll go up again, we'll place it again, and now we will dig ourselves a tunnel that will connect over to here, and that will allow us access to this watery area, meaning that once our diggers dig that tunnel out, we can just finish that final spot. I'll designate that to be mined out as well before I forget. And as long as the water doesn't rise up to about level 4 or 5 before we get down there, he should be able to get out no problem, because I believe anything less than 4 is water they can just walk through. So he should be okay if we can get there in time. And the water only raises up to the level it was originally at. So if we move across here, we can see that the river is here. So if anything, it'll only raise up one layer higher into the stairwell, which is why we built that extra layer up here. That's why there's one that's just a dot. Because this way, if the water does rise up to this level, it's not going to damage anything. That way we'll be able to get out. Then we'll try and dig close that little window, then we'll be able to dig a better tunnel that'll actually take us out of here into the well safely, so we have that safe source of water, because if we ever find ourselves under siege, or if we have any injured people, we want access to the water, because injured dwarves... What am I doing? Oh, I'm designating mining spaces. Whoops! I forgot you could do that with the mouse. Whoops. What was I saying? Yeah, injured dwarves only drink water, and you want to have water close on hand. So we'll do that momentarily, but we'll leave our miners to do this one job first to make sure it gets done properly. With that said, we are then going to start dealing with this problem. So, Blas wants bones. We can't really easily get him bones right now. We could try and get him bones if he wasn't our ranger, because our ranger would be able to go hunt something and get some bones, but he is our ranger, so we're going to have to set one of our animals to be murdered horribly. It's kind of sad, but we're going to kill off our yak bull, I think. This is for your own good. We're doing this specifically to help make sure one of our dwarves survives, and sometimes you have to do these terrible, terrible things. We're going to mark him for slaughter. There we go. When they find the yak bull and eventually pull him back over to the slaughterhouse, that will get that underway. We should get some bones that Blas can use, and then he will not go insane and murder anyone. On the other hand, I've also recently discovered that the error message I was getting from these cage traps actually does mean that the trade caravans aren't getting through. It does mean that the traders could get through, which is why we were still getting something, but they weren't bringing as many things with them because we were blocking the entrance. So what we're going to do instead, this is a bit of a tactical error on my part, otherwise I could have put this right up at the front, we will put our cage traps in the back, behind this area, instead of right on top of it this time. That's still plenty of space to fill with traps. Alright, so we will do that, and that should be all of them to be removed, which doesn't destroy them, of course, it just breaks them down into their component parts. We do need a mechanic to do that, though, so we'll make sure there's nothing going on in our mechanic workshop. Nothing there. Good. We will go into our carpenter's workshop and get them working, though, because we do want to make sure we don't run out of barrels, so put those back in the workshop list. And how about we'll make some buckets. Make some buckets, make some buckets, make some buckets. It's always good to have some buckets on hand. Make 5 buckets. And what else do we need? I suppose we could try and make some... I'm not sure. Is there any of these things that we could actually make use of? I suppose, for the moment, we're pretty well equipped. There's a bunch of things we're going to need later on, but for now I think we pretty much got what we need. So once those buckets get made, we can get him to make a crutch, we can get him to make a splint, just to make sure we have a couple extras on hand, and then I'll set him to make some tables. That should be good. That's 10 different jobs for him to do. We can come back and check on those later. Our mason is still making doors, so we should set up some of those to be built. So we'll go designate build, no, rather, build doors. Did them back opposite order there. D and B instead of B and D. And we should be able to set... Oh, it's a bed. It's so easy to get the buttons wrong in this game. Set up some doors in here, so that people can actually have doors on their rooms, which is generally a nice thing. People tend to like having the ability to close themselves in from the cold. We're not going to have quite enough, are we? Nope. That's okay, though. We're pretty close. Alright, so that's pretty good. That'll keep people busy. Doors to build, mechanic stations to take down. Actually, we're going to go into our dwarf therapist here. We're going to make sure that our mechanic, who is Glimlin, is not going to be slated for any hauling labors, because we don't want him doing that. There's other people who do those kinds of things. And Logan, our mason, is... He's still trapped, but I think we should make him not do any hauling either. That sounds like a good idea to me. We do have another mason, but that's okay. So we'll commit those changes. There we go. These guys should get rescued shortly. Once our dwarves get into position, everything should work out okay here. There's our tunnel going across. Let's keep an eye on this first, because this is, of course, the question at hand. Can we get him out? And we check down below. We have connected the tunnel. Is he going to make it? Yes, he made it. Fantastic. We have saved Logan. Excellent. And the water should not be flooding out of there. It'll take a while to find out because of the water being fairly slow to fill the room, but we should be more or less safe. Congratulations, my friend. You have survived another day. I still haven't seen our... Still haven't seen our yak being killed. Not sure where he is. We want to try and get him pretty soon, otherwise we're going to go insane. Where is our yak? Let's check our animals list. Can we zoom to him from here? Can I zoom to him? Zoom to him, where is that? No, I cannot zoom to him from here. I can probably do it from the unit list, though. Pets and livestock, yak, bull, zoom creature with C. Ah, good, he's being pulled in. Sorry there, friend, but you are going to die for a good cause. We need to save our good friend Blas, who will hopefully save us in the future. There we go. We've taken all our cage traps apart with the cages and the mechanic pieces lying all over the ground, so we can set those back up momentarily. Oh, there's a lot of things we need. Ah, he found the bones. It's a pain going up all those stairs. Probably ought to be back down again. Yes, he has his bones. Da-da-da. We have a mysterious construction. Yes. You have begun your mysterious construction, Blas. Let's see what you make for us. Alright, in the meantime, we're going to start building another room. We got a lot of different things to do simultaneously here. We fixed the problems that we had. Actually, what I guess we should do first is dig out our next well area, because that would be a little bit more productive at the current moment. Now, the reason this flooded is because I forgot an elementary step when I was designing the whole thing. Normally, when I build a tunnel like this, it's really crucial to put a diagonal split somewhere. So instead of being straight, it'll go here and break across diagonally and then keep going down. Because of the way pressure works in Dwarf Fortress, it only goes horizontally and vertically, meaning that it does not travel diagonally, but the water itself will. So if you split the water diagonally, it will no longer have the pressure to bubble up into the room above, but will still fill up constantly from the river behind, the channel behind rather. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to come back over to the river, we're going to dig up another parallel channel, more or less, and we should be able to connect it that way to the area above. So this should work out a little bit better. So we'll dig out a tunnel over to here, across one, down, we'll keep going. I remember as well how to do this without accidentally dropping your dwarves down holes they can't get back up, and the key to doing that is to not directly connect all of the tunnel pieces. You leave a one space gap so that the channel makes it a hill rather than a drop. Now we're going to dig over to about here, I think, and then we're going to go sideways to about there. Let's see, how far away is that? That seems pretty good to me. So that means that we're going to come up a layer, we're going to build our landing, like so, and we come across this way to connect to the main hallway. There we go. That should work a lot better. Of course, we want to make sure that this space is the centered piece. No, it is not, so we remove this designation. There we go. Now that should work out just fine once they actually get around to digging it all. It will be a little bit of a slow process because we have to designate all of the channeling areas separately, and I have to do this one still. So we'll designate, how about one more space here as being mined out? 2 more spaces as being mined out? Yeah. We don't want to have too many channel blocks because it's a little bit slow that way. It looks a bit weird from the surface. Okay, once they get that started, that'll be good. And we can also, even I guess we could start this now. Sure. We'll come up to this level and we're going to start building another important room rather. This is going to be our cemetery level. So we're going to stick a little tunnel on here and we'll make a nice large cemetery. We have a lot of things being done here. Needs logs. Apparently we're out of logs. That was fast. No, not car fortifications. Not mine. Make sure we remove that designation in case it's the wrong thing. Bring this designation up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means it is, of course, what is that, 17 blocks across? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Excellent. That's a nice big room. And we're using this for our graveyard. So once it eventually gets dug out, it will be used for all variety of burials if we ever need them. What's going on here? We've got all kinds of things happening. Apparently we're out of plump helmet spawn, which is fine. We can't make anything out of wood because we don't have the logs anymore. I thought we had plenty of logs. I guess not. There's logs in there. What are you guys talking about? That's weird. What does he want now? He stopped. Does he need more bones? No, he's working furiously. Right. He already began his mysterious construction. Good. Okay. Well, people are bringing in more logs, so eventually we'll have wood again. Have we dug out the channel yet? No, we haven't started it. I'm assuming they're working on our new graveyard area instead. Yes, they are. Alright, well, at least they're doing something. We don't have to do the thing simultaneously. Blaz has created Bengengalak, a giant moose bone buckler. Excellent. That sounds interesting. Let's take a look at that in our artifacts menu. And he's become a bone carver. But of course he has. He just got like 70 billion skill in it. So this is what I was trying to talk to you about before. If we look here, we look at Blaz. Where is he? There he is. Right now, if you find bone carving here, he has 0 skill. If we read the dwarves again, now that he's completed his mysterious construction, he is instantly level 15 plus 1. So he's an instant legendary bone carver. So if we ever need bone carving done, he'll be our guy. But for now, we're not going to check off that skill. We want him to be doing some hunting and animal training, or rather hunting, because that's what he's the only person who's good at. Oh, English, why do you betray me like this? But anyway, that's the idea. So we're going to have him doing that, and that should be much more effective, more productive for us, because we do need that food supply. Now, excellent work there. We have saved both of our people so far, which is pretty good. No deaths as of yet is always nice. We do want to get our well up and running. We do want to get our, this thing, whatever you call this, cemetery up and running, yes. And we have a couple other things we want to get going soon, too. I have a feeling that the next time we get any migrants, we'll be trying to put together our military, so we'll start working on some of those things, which is a little bit more complicated than the other stuff going on right here, but it should be fairly interesting. We have... any other things going on upstairs? No, that's all going down fine. So we want to make sure we put more doors on things. And build another door? Yes, I can. I'll put one right there. Good. We want to kind of finish off those areas. We want to start doing our hospital. Our hospital and our military are the 2 areas we want to start working on next. So we're going to need some more logs in order to do that, because we're going to need a lot of tables. We got a bunch of tables already, though. If you look in here, I don't know why. Oh, we have so many because I haven't put them downstairs yet, of course. So I'll tell them to build some tables. Put them into our dining room. We have a lot of rooms that are going to need things done here. So we're going to try and get these things that we've already started done all at the same time, which is of course not going to cause any problems at all. No. What are you talking about? That's madness. Okay, that's all the tables we have. Do we have any more chairs? I think it's C for chair. No, we don't have any more chairs. Alright, well that's good. That should be enough tables to keep people happy for a while. What else have we got here? We have our graves, which we can't put in yet because we do not actually have the... Oh, I know what I have to do. I have to start putting in those new traps again. So we're going to build traps with capital T, cage traps with C, and we're going to put them in here behind there. So, place the cage traps in the necessary positions. There we go. That's all the cage traps we have for now, which is fine. It's not a great amount of protection right now, but it's much better than nothing. So once they get those built, we'll be even better off. Now, of course, there are always tons of things to do simultaneously, so we're going to come back downstairs and give a checkup on our well area. It looks like they haven't started it at all. Oh, they've done that part of it. That's good. So we're going to designate a channel area here. There we go. Excellent. That means they should dig down to the level below. Someone else should be going up to the level above here to start this part. And that means we should have a finished cemetery area. Nope, not quite. They just decided to go stop halfway. Okay. Well, I suppose that's better than nothing. We're going to have to clear all this stone out of here as well, so we can give people more jobs to do simultaneously, because, hey, why not? By designating with D, hitting B to remove items, and D for dumping. So we're going to have to clear all the stones out of here, because otherwise we're not going to be able to place gravestones in those places, or rather, graves. Coffins, that's the word. That's the word I'm looking for. So we'll clear out all those stones. That should keep all of our people very busy. We got a lot of things to do here. Lots of wood coming in. It's looking good. Cage traps are being built still. Oops, wrong button. Oy. Okay. So, our fortress is coming along quite nicely. Quite nicely. Let's see what's going on down here. They have dug out this area, which is good, but we need to get the upper areas done first, otherwise we won't be able to channel down to them. Where is that spot meant to be? Oh no, hang on, I did that wrong. Designate. That's why they haven't started this yet. Of course they are. I did it wrong. We mark that up, we come up to this level, and there we mark the channel. We don't want to channel in the area we haven't been to yet. Excellent. Okay, that looks much better. That should actually work. That should actually work. Yes, now someone's coming over to channel that. No wonder they weren't. There's so many little things you can do wrong in this game that's going to completely stop any progress. And haha! Migrants have arrived. Fantastic. Let's see how many migrants we got. We're going to come in here and read our dwarves. 27! Oh my goodness. Well, that's a lot of migrants. Okay, let's check our military screen. Any of them any good at anything? Wow, a lot of them are good at stuff. A bunch of good axe dwarves, a bunch of good swords dwarves. Oh wow, this is great. And they're almost all good dodgers. Almost all of them are good with armor and shield. Marksmanship. I like this. This is good. Wow, we actually have enough. Oh wow, we could make a team of archers. That would be cool. I've never actually made a team of archers before in the military, but that would be powerful. Well, we might have to experiment with that later on. We have enough for some melee dwarves, enough for some ranged dwarves. We could make some good military with these guys. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Looking pretty good. You have any good skills in here as well? The only big one here is beekeeping, which we're not really going to be taking advantage of at the moment. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Alright, so we'll put that down. Do we have actually a cook? Do we have a cook? Yes, we do have a cook. Ruiark is our cook and our beekeeper and our plant processor. We won't be able to use him soon, too. Well, that's cool. At the end of this episode, I'm going to rename all these guys, and we'll come back and we'll have them all with possibly new skills, but we're probably going to be making them into a military, so I'm probably not going to change their skills around too much, but we'll see. But I will not be changing them into their military professions just as yet, and I will not change their names right now because I want to actually get through this part of the episode first. Sounds reasonable to me, anyway. So, we'll let them come and join us. Fantastic. Actually, that means we have a lot of good things and some troublesome things. It means we have a lot of labor. If we want to do things like moving rocks or whatever, moving things to our trade depot, we'll have a lot of bodies to do it. So things like that will happen very quickly. It also means we're going to use a lot more food a lot more quickly, which is not exactly great. On the other hand, it also means that we're going to be able to produce things a lot more quickly. We come in here, good, we're right at the right time, which means as soon as he digs to the end of that hallway, we can, a little bit too fast there, designate a channel dug in this area so we can go down to the next level. There we go. Zoop, and down he goes. Once he channels out this one, we can go down again, and that'll actually finish it all. We just have to do that last channel in, and our well will be more or less finished, although we still have to actually build a well on top. We do that, we build a well with L. We need mechanisms. Oh, it's because I have them all designated to go into these traps. That's unfortunate. I guess what we can do is we can cancel the designation for one of those for now, and that means we can build something else later. Ah, they're waiting for the construction already. I guess we'll suspend them for now and get him to make one more mechanism while we wait, because that way we'll have enough mechanisms to actually build our well. Here we go. Add new task. Make rock mechanisms twice. And that should be good. We'll resume the game. We have very few mechanisms, which is not looking great for our ability to actually do trading, but I'm sure we'll be fine because we have other things we can sell, lots of gemstones and whatnot. So it should be okay. Okay, madness, madness, madness. Well, we're getting things back on track again, so that's good. We have a ton of new dwarves, which should make it even better for us to be able to do things quickly. That is gradually getting cleared out. Once that room is clear, we'll be able to fill it. We want to dig out a new room once they're done actually with the area down below. Has he finished that yet? No, not yet. We want to actually clear out this part of the tunnel, so we're going to put down our last channeling space, and that should connect it all. Got a little bit distracted there, but I think we're looking pretty good. We want to make more beds. Do we have more beds to build? No, we do not have more beds yet. We'll need more wood first. Okay. We need more chairs and more tables for all these dwarves, too. Well, we're getting there. That's the point. We're getting there. So, if we come up above, we take a look over here. Our stockpiles are looking pretty good. How's our food doing? Our food situation and drink situation is pretty solid, but with these extra 27 dwarves, we're going to go through food and drink a lot faster. So we're going to have to hope we get fairly lucky with the things we actually find. We have a lot of construction to do. A lot of construction. We need some more of that wood. Alright, we got a pile of dwarves now, though, which should make things run a lot smoother. I think we have everything we need except for the mechanisms now to make our well, so we can do that momentarily, and then we'll have a nice clean source of water we'll be able to use. Can I build that yet? Build a well? Yes, we can. Fantastic. So we'll make it here. We'll make it out of chert blocks with a chestnut bucket, pigtail fiber ropes, and quartzite mechanisms. So once someone actually goes over there and builds that thing, we should actually have our first functional thing. There we go. Our building designer is heading over there to build our wells. This one should not flood, which would be lovely. I quite like to not die horribly for no good reason. Have we still got food being stored in here? Let's change the settings on here. Yeah, food is not allowed to be stored in here anymore. We're going to forbid food of all kinds. We'll say block all with B. There we go. Actually, just disable with D. There we go. Food is no longer allowed in there, so that means they should bring it all downstairs to the other stockpile where it is allowed, once they have some, free time to actually do that. There we go. They should start moving all the stuff downstairs now, which is good. Good indeed. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on here. We got a whole pile of new dwarves, which is pretty darn cool. They're bringing all the food downstairs. Have they cleared out the cemetery yet? Not quite. Is that not designated to be... No, it isn't. I don't think it is. We'll designate this stone to be dumped again, because we do not want any problems. There we go. And we're going to put some new buildings. We're putting in our burial receptacles, which are with N, and we can fill this area with gravestones. Ominous though it is. This will give us a very useful ability to bury any dwarves that happen to die in our fortress. Because if you don't bury them, let's just say it can be a little bit unpleasant. There we go. Fantastic. The reason I like this size is because you can get an 8x8 cube of gravestones, which is quite nice. And you can always expand it later, of course. So, that should be more than enough graves. We have plenty of good things going on here. All we want to do is actually finish that well and connect it so that we have a nice way to end our episode with some finished water. I believe the well is still being designed at the moment. Yeah, still being... Oh, it's just finished being designed. Now it needs masonry. And the water from that previous level is not flooding up into the stairwell because there's no blue in there, so that's good. Now, as long as our mason comes downstairs and actually builds the thing, we should be good to go. Look at them filling... Why are you putting gemstones in there? I don't remember saying you could put gems in there. Or are those berries of some kind? Let's check. That is... pond turtle. Oh. This looks like gemstones. That's weird. Okay, apparently that's turtle. Well, I guess, that's what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to come upstairs, tell our... Upstairs, there we go. Tell our mason to stop making doors for the moment so that he can actually go and build our well, and once he does that, we'll be able to tell him to go back to work. So that should be the only job really left that requires masonry at the moment. We're also going to tell people to put more doors down because it's always nice to have doors on things. So we're going to build some doors. We'll put some on these two areas. Doors, and door, and need some more doors. How many more doors do we have? We have a whole bunch. Okay, excellent. Now means we can come downstairs and put some more on our bedrooms, because we have a whole bunch more doors, so we need to build much more bedrooms soon, too. I might do that between episodes. We'll have to wait and see, because there's plenty of space to fill now. We'll finish up the rest of that side. Good, we have exactly the right number of doors to do that. That should keep people busy for a little while longer. All I need now, there we go, he's coming over to build our well. Fantastic. And it's almost done. Finish it, finish it, finish it. I want to see if this doesn't flood our fortress, because it shouldn't. We have a nice long tunnel here, too, which means we can put some nice defensive measures in there, because wells, while very useful, can actually be dangerous in a siege, because people, enemies that can swim, can actually swim up through your well and get into your fortress that way, and they will try to. So what we're going to come over here now is unsuspend these constructions, so we can actually have those traps built now. Back downstairs, set our mason back to work. I'm going to actually might make him make something different. Doors are useful, but I don't know if we really still want to have those at such a high priority right now. But you know what? I don't really care. Let's just set doors. Keep making doors. They're good. You're good at them. We need them still, so you might as well keep making them. And now, the moment of truth. We're going to come downstairs, or rather, down to the river here, and dig our 2 channels. Once those are dug, we can see if our new and improved water source actually works like it should. Why are you going in the tunnel? Oh, because you can get out the top that way, that's right. Well, just as long as you don't get in the tunnel while you're flooding. Are you both going through the tunnel while you're digging a channel that will flood the tunnel? And now you're running back through the tunnel? You guys are not very bright. Well, I bet as long as you can run fast, you should be fine. Silly, silly dwarves. Alright, well, they should be fine coming out of the well. Yeah, they got out, no problems. Because the well doesn't block people. That's how enemies can get through. They just swim through and come out the well. But, this is the moment of truth. Is it going to flood us? I do not believe it will this time, which is awesome. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to come upstairs before I forget to do this as well. There's all kinds of things that need to be done simultaneously. We're going to go to our... We have a cooking place here? A kitchen? Yes, we do. We're going to prepare some meals. So let's make some lavish meals. I believe making a lavish meal takes a variety of different parts and creates the same number of meals. I'm not entirely sure how the different parts work, but it means you basically get better food for the same amount of food. I'd have to double check if lavish or fine or all of those things work the same way. I believe it's just the number of parts you put in to the number of meals you get out. But I'm going to make some lavish meals for a while, because those should, for one thing, sell quite well if we have a good cook. And secondly, they should feed our dwarves a little bit better, because it doesn't take any other food, but makes much better stuff out of it. Now, of course, I'm not entirely sure that's how it works, but we should find out soon. And here comes the water. This is the big thing right now. Does the water flood our fortress this time? It shouldn't. It really shouldn't, but it might. So we're going to keep an eye on it and see what happens. As the fortress fills up with water, that would be a sad state of affairs. Now, this is very slowly filling in. That's weird. Oh, there's gems filling the spaces, right? The water has already filled up below. And it's filling in. Does it flood us this time? Does it? Well, does it? Oh, let's check our artifacts menu. I forgot to check this. Bengengalak, the Scarlet Ace, a giant moosebone buckler. Let's examine it. It's only worth 40? Really? What is with you guys making terrible, terrible value rare things? Whatever. Just check the description. This is Giant Moosebone Buckler. All crafts dwarf ship is of the highest quality. Is encircled with bands of giant moosebone and yakbone. That's it? That's weird. These are the most bland and plain artifacts I've ever seen in this game. They're normally complicated with lots of different parts to them. These last two have just been like, it's made of wood. It's made of a piece of bone. I don't get it. It's weird. It's bizarre. But I guess there's nothing we can do about that. Alright guys, keep bringing the food down from upstairs. That's good. It's almost all down there now. We have 28 idle dwarves, which is not ideal. Is this not set to be a dining room? I thought one of these was. It doesn't look like it now. Well, we should make this a dining room area, because that would be nice. Yeah, it doesn't look like it is. Okay, well, if we make this a dining room, people will intentionally come here to eat, and it will also become a meeting place when we mark that out. So, that would be good. Let's fill this area up. There we go. Make it a dining room. We're going to make it a meeting hall. Yes. And there we go. So that means people will come down there to our lovely dining hall to eat. And they will actually just go there if they're idle, which means we can see all of our idle dwarves in one place. And that's always nice to be able to do. Now, I think we're going to be more or less ending the episode here for now. As soon as the water gets down to the end of the well, we'll stop there, and we will come back again next time with some renamed dwarves, and we'll start working on some military stuff, because we're going to need that soon, I'm sure. And there we go, the water has made it to the end. And apparently has not yet murdered us. That's always good. It shouldn't, because of that diagonal break. But yeah. Excellent. Well, we have watched the water slowly trickle down to the end. Oh man, that's probably more fun than watching paint dry, isn't it? But we have a whole pile of new dwarves. We got a bunch of things underway. We have our cemetery up and built. We have our new well. We have nobody who's died yet, which is always nice. All kinds of good things. There's still plenty that needs doing. We need to dig out more bedrooms. We have to deal up with our dining room because it's really not finished yet. We have to get our military started. There's all kinds of things left to do. But for this episode, thank you very much for watching. We're going to have to stop here for today. This has been Vanguard of Valor playing Dwarf Fortress. If you have liked the episode, don't forget to like the episode, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.